Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. The website is schifferbooks.com here on the side. Feel free to freeze frame if you would like that information, of course. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzen. Website is rockpoolpublishing.com.au, A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Feel free to freeze frame on that too if you want it, of course. Of course. Aquarius, what do we have for Aquarius? Why are we so particular about this? I'm feeling like I'm putting everything down in a specific spot. I'm very particular. This goes here, this goes here, this here. Don't move it. Don't change it. Don't mess with my stuff. I will break your fingers. Are we that critical? We might be. Let's go a little farther. You know what you're doing. Done. Okay. It's very particular on your side. I know what I'm doing. Don't move it. Don't change it. I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you what. Very specific. But there's reasons behind this, right? Things are going forward. You have the Page of Wands. Isn't that the Page of Wands? Yes. Page of Wands and the Wisdom card here coming in. There's something the Wisdom, when it comes in, it feels like I'm figuring something out. I'm looking for certain puzzle pieces. I know where they are. I just want people to gather information, and I'll do with it what I want. Give me this, and I'll know what to do with it. Give me that, I'll know what to do with it. Get that for me, I'll know what to do with it. You're doing it the way you need to do it. There's some type of puzzle thing going on here. I'm trying to figure something out. And I'm trying to do things the right way. I'm definitely trying to do things the right way. It's not about that. But it's about something isn't what it seems, and I know it. It's really elusive, but I will figure it out. It's kind of like when you realize you're not the only Aquarius in the world. I'm not an Aquarius, I'm a Pisces, but still. But it's kind of all right, there's other people who, can figure these things out, but if they can figure them out, they can create them at the same time. So it's I feel like I'm dealing with an energy that can keep up or can be elusive, but I'm yeah, it might be elusive, but I'll still figure it out. And you're hot on the trail of something here. It's I'm hot on the trail of something. I'm going to figure it out. And you're not willing to give up. You're oh no. Slow and steady wins the race, and if it takes me my whole life, I will figure this out. I feel like I'm very defiant about it. Kind of oh no, there's an answer, and I will find it. I will find it. Okay, so we need to tip this into the next phase, though. And I feel like that's another reason where you're very specific. Kind of I'm not giving up on this, but I'm still, this shouldn't take my whole life. Maybe I would hold on to it for my whole life if I had to, but I'm not interested in that. I'm going to move it forward to the next level. The Death card is your thought. Kind of I want to solve this so I can move on from it, because I'm over it. But y'all have to do what I tell you to do. Don't move stuff. Don't change stuff. Just do what I ask you to, and that's it. And then just give me the information. I'll figure it out. It does seem to be working in your favor, but this may seem counterintuitive though, but I feel like the more people. All right, we'll go with that. This is how it's coming through. The more people you get involved, the quicker you're going to find the truth. Because the more people you get involved, it's the truth isn't going to be able to hide. The truth is really, I feel like if you let go of some of the control, that may seem counterintuitive, but if you let go of some of the control, and the more people you tell about what you're looking for and what you're not happy with, and the showing people the puzzle you're trying to figure out, the quicker it's solved. And it's literally to your advantage. It's to your advantage. I'm not going to say you have control over the whole situation, but when you put out there what you're looking for, the more people you tell, the quicker it's solved. And I feel like I like the outcome. The best I can give you right now is I like the outcome. It does seem like maybe that's hard. It's hard to let go of control. It's hard to let go of it with the Four of Pentacles, Four of Coins, same thing, Earth. It's hard to let go of that control, but if you let yourself do it and you bring more people in, it's this oneness. It's like the whole we are one, everything is one, it's all the one. Like if we become the one, it just seems to, it may seem counterintuitive though, that's the thing. Because I feel like other people know things, but it's like there's things left out from the past. It's kind of like I keep looking here forward. What's happened here? What do I have in front of me? Forward. But when you get more people involved, they're like, oh, well, this happened before, and I had to deal with that before, and this is what happened over there before. There's a lot of past influences that solve the present problem. That I feel like you won't find the past influences unless you get a lot of people involved because they won't tell you about it. You won't even know they're there. That seems to solve the situation. You make a lot of positive connections here. There's a lot of positive results from this. I don't want to say you're making friends. I don't feel like that's correct. But people seem to understand that like when you're looking for an answer, you will find it. People also like it when you put the word out because they seem to kind of like, well, if you need to get the word out, Aquarius does that. But they seem to also understand it's not just going to happen about everything. You put the word out when you've decided it's warranted. You make movements forward in a very strategic way, and you decide when information is going to come forward. Other people don't decide for you. I feel like you're in control, and people see that. Like of the information you have, you control. You're in very good control of that, if that makes sense. You know something, not everybody's going to know it unless you decide they need to. And you won't share that information with people if you don't trust that they will keep it to themselves and you have a reason to believe in that. Very strategic, very good. There is some kind of behind the scenes, I don't know if it's chatter. It does feel like it's chatter. To me, it feels like chatter because I'm seeing automatic writing, but I feel like this is like, it's not coming up in a good way. I don't feel good about this card. It looks pretty, I know that. It's not naturally it's neutral in my opinion naturally. But I'm getting like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, a lot of people talking and saying things, and I feel like people are unhappy with what you've done. But the people unhappy with what you've done are basically because you took the power away from them. So I don't feel bad about it. If people who are unhappy with you, I feel like they're not really good for you anyway. That might be more proof is in the pudding about what you're dealing with. Because I get like some people feel trapped and they're acting like they like something they don't. I feel like you can see right through that. Some people might be acting like they like the outcome and they don't. The thing is, it's made the situation more stable and it's locked them away from their game. It's stopped them from playing this game. It's kind of barred people from messing with things or like manipulating a situation to their advantage, especially if you put it out there publicly because now everybody's looking, everybody's watching. So now they can't play their little game because they're going to be the one that's pointed out. Oh, look at so-and-so's the one who's playing that game. Look at them. They're the ones who do it. So they feel like I can't do it. I can't play my little game because Aquarius made this all public. So now everybody's going to be looking. So if I do something like I'm not supposed to, which I feel entitled to do, whatever that means, people are going to give me a hard time about it, and I don't want that, so it keeps people under control. A lot of speed coming in with this, too. People try to move fast. People try to move quickly and try to get away with things, but again, when you get the word out there publicly, it makes it really difficult for them to pull these little fast moves. Even though they're maybe pretty quick and pretty tricky, when you have like 50 people watching you, it's harder to deceive 50 people versus 5, you know what I mean? You can keep an eye on like, oh, all 5 people are not in the area right now, I can get away with what I want. There's 50 people out there, I can't keep my eye on all 50, so I'm afraid to do things that are a little bit underhanded because it's a good chance somebody's going to see me. So it's going to give you a better result. Another thing, in case you don't figure out who it is that's like the underhanded person, there is somebody underhanded here. I feel like you already know that. I don't think that's really like a shock. Like, oh, there's somebody underhanded? No kidding. I feel like you already know that. When they play, I feel like the poor me. Oh, it's so difficult. Oh, I'm having such a hard time. Something like that. And I feel like you're kind of like, all right, you're whining and it's really unwarranted. I feel like you're watching somebody whine and you're like, it's not really that bad. What's your issue? The reason they're whining is because what they really want to do, they can't. So they're upset. So they're whining about little things, a little inconsequential things. It's almost like somebody whining about the weather, or whining because they didn't get enough meat on their sandwich, or something weird like that, or like, oh, my French fries are not, crisp enough, or something weird, or like this paper, just, I don't like using this paper. I don't like using these pens. They're just so scratchy. Somebody's gonna be whining about just pathetic things. I would call them pathetic things, because they're probably the one that's the troublemaker, and they're just trying to vent out this negative energy because they can't say, I'm unhappy that I can't, siphon money off the top anymore and people not catching me, or I'm actually unhappy because I can't sneak out of work, 20 minutes early without somebody catching me and me getting in trouble. That's what they're really upset about, but they're finding other things to whine about. Just keep an eye out. The whiner is the one who's really the problem. They're just finding pathetic things to whine about just because they have this energy and they're just feeling sorry for themselves, and they're just trying to vent out that energy. I think that may help you figure something out. For those of you that's going to hit with, I feel like you want to know who it is. Once you see it, once you know where to direct your energy, then you'll be able to pick apart and put it together however you need to, whatever you need to do with it. Because I do see a really good outcome with you. I probably showed this with the Sun card and the Kuan Yin. You have a great outcome here, especially if you get as many people as possible involved, which I know seems counterintuitive, but I feel like it really suppresses the negative energy, and then little things like the pathetic whining starts to highlight who it actually is. I keep using the word pathetic. Oh well, I did. I'm going to let it go. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.